for that weekend and got an amazing opportunity to spend a week with her and some amazing LA dancers. It opened my eyes to...
You see I'm Southside reppin', yeah. Big foot steppin', Zone 3 section is God flow perfection. Yeah. Hating on the church like I ain't blessed they section. If we ain't talking money, I got a weak connection. That's on the hood. She said get a bag, so I get it, got it good. Don't complain about my problems, I just put it in a wood. Seen a genie the other day, she said make it good. So I wish for good health, then I wish to look. It's chief, not lieutenant. Yeah, I'm back, been a minute. My hard work gets you offended. Shout out my boy academics. You stay independent. You scamming it behind that twinkle in your eye. I see the scamming.
Some of my friends have lost theirs forever.
Yep, but I got it back. Didn't even take me that long.
Good.
All right, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, got your angles? Good? You ready?
My hair is cool. I'm good.
You look great. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. Special guest in the building. The uber talented Tazz. You go by Tazz Bentley, right? Tazz Bentley.
Yes.
Okay. I know you just went by Tazz. So, okay. I'm excited about this conversation because I've talked to all types of entertainers, dancers, but I have not spoke to someone that actually teaches it. That actually teaches other people how to do what you do, if that's even possible.
It's possible. I do it.
So let's start from the beginning. How did you where did it start for you? Did you just start doing dance as a kid?
I did. I always danced. I was always passionate about dance. Nobody could tell me that I couldn't dance. And so that was something that I always did. It came natural to me. I love just moving to music. And that's pretty much where it started for me. I've danced my whole life. Never did I think about teaching other people how to do it.
Yeah.
It was just always something that made me feel good about myself.
Yeah. So you said nobody could tell you not to dance. Were people trying to tell you not to dance?
I was bullied a lot growing up. I was bullied a lot. People told me I was ugly. People told me I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. I heard a lot of things. So it took me a very long time to be able to trust in myself, love myself, and grow confidence within myself. But dance was always one of those things that I was just way too passionate about, and no one could tell me that I didn't know how to do it, even though people tried.
Was it always based in music, dancing to music, or was it just dance in general?
It was just dance in general.
You just like to move.
I just love to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you ever, when you were a kid, did you dance in a studio? Did you have when I was growing up, my cousins were in a dance studio.
Yeah, I love that. See, I always wanted to dance in a studio, and I did get an opportunity. I went to Hollywood Studio of Dance on Broadway in North Minneapolis.
Yep.
I went there for maybe a year and a half, something like that. And I was the dancer in the family, but it was me and my sister. So my mom had 2 kids, and she couldn't afford for both of us to be able to dance at the studio. So it was that thing of, well, if one of y'all can't do it, neither one of y'all could do it. So I had an opportunity to dance at the studio for a year and a half or so, and that was fun. However, it wasn't affordable for my mom.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of dancing in the basement, in my house, at home, things like that.
Watching music videos.
Seeing myself being in the music videos. Yeah.
Yeah. So at what point did it become more, not so much of just I like to do this, and it was more this is what I'm going to do with my life?
Man, I think I've come to that point a few times in my life.
Okay.
But when it did happen, it wasn't something that I was able to do by myself.
Yeah.
Those times that I got into, I felt like I was ready to do that. I was ready to move forward. I trusted myself. I was confident enough. And then I would try out for a team or something and wouldn't make it. I would try to be a part of things, and they'd be like, you learn too slow. And I felt like I just wasn't fitting into the teams and things that I was trying to be a part of.
Yeah.
And I got into my early 20s, and my mom and my cousin forced me to try out for the Timberwolves. And that was I haven't danced in years. I've been telling myself that I can't do this. I've been comparing myself to other people. right? Because in the beginning I said nobody could tell me I couldn't dance. And then I got to a point where I stopped motivating myself and started believing what they were saying. And my mom and my cousin, I came up with every excuse in the book to why I could not try out for the Timberwolves that weekend. I was like, I don't have no headshots. They're like, okay, we're gonna print a picture of you. I said, I don't have no shoes. They said, okay, we're going to Target. We're gonna get you some shoes. I said, I don't got no hair to wear. They was like, what wig? What wig you want to wear? Every excuse that I had in the book, they made it so that there were no excuses. There was no reason. All I had to do was show up.
Yeah.
And I showed up, and I felt like I failed, but in reflection, looking back to those years ago, that was so monumental for me, getting back into dance. Like I said, trusting myself, becoming more confident in myself, and putting myself out there. And that moment for me was so uncomfortable, and I remember crying and being so mad at them for making me do that. And at the same time, it was my moment to, okay, you can do it.
So did you make the team?
I didn't.
But you still felt like it was something that had to happen in order for you to...
Not right then. I was so mad. And I came out, I got cut the first round, and they were sitting outside, and I was crying. I was like, why y'all make me do this? And my cousin, they just built up my self-esteem, you know, and it was like, you did it.
Do you feel like you should have made the team?
No.
No? You weren't?
I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready?
I wasn't ready.
Do you think that part of the reason that maybe you did struggle with it is because, not just the team, but just with... You said, I assume that you were not dancing.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, you need to dance. Was part of it because you didn't have like the traditional training in a studio?
I think that
maybe that's why people thought you learned too slow, is because you just had never really been in a setting like that, like where...
I think honestly it was because there's a difference between loving to dance and dancing for fun and loving to dance and dancing professional, at a professional level. And I love to dance. I was passionate about it, but I never knew you can go to school for dance. I did not even go to school for dance. I never knew to what heights you can take even dance, you know? I guess I never also envisioned myself being, you know, in the places that I can envision myself being now.
Yeah.
But I honestly wasn't ready. I wasn't in shape. I hadn't been working out. I wasn't confident. I'm sure when I walked in there, I didn't exude confidence in any way, shape, or form. Like, I'm looking you in your eyes right now. I wasn't looking nobody in their eyes. I walked in that room, and I'm sure you will probably forget that I was even there.
That's all stuff that they probably noticed. It's not probably nice. So essentially what you're telling me is like everything that you're doing right now in your career, it's all self-made. Did you end up going to school?
For criminal justice.
See, so you didn't go to school for dance. You didn't.
Yeah.
You weren't in a studio. You weren't. So all of the dancing that you're doing now is all really just you. Like, you found a way to turn it into something.
Me, God, my motivation and encouragement from those around me, and being able to build myself. Yeah.
I'm not a dance expert, but like I said, I was looking through your IG. I don't see any videos on there that wouldn't qualify you for being part of the Timberwolves dance team. I mean, I've seen them both. It seemed to be just...
I say 2022 Tazz Bentley is not, when was that? Lord Jesus, 15, 16, you know, somewhere up in there. The elevation has been real. The growth has been very real.
How did you get there?
Time, patience, learning to love myself, learning to believe in myself, learning to be consistent, and being able to see all that transpires when you are consistent, when you become driven, when you don't just feel the hunger inside of yourself, but you become driven, and you allow that hunger to drive you, and nothing stops you until you get to where it is you know that you want to be. That mentality has started to put me in rooms that I didn't even see myself in. Yeah. And that mentality, putting me in those rooms, just changed my life because, you know, when I turn on the TV and I watch music videos here and there and things, it's nothing that I see a lot of other dancers doing, you know, that I used to look up to, feels out of my reach now.
Yep. That makes sense to me.
So, yeah, just a complete shift.
And now not only are you doing your own choreography and your own dancing, you're teaching other people.
Yes.
That's probably to me, I think to me, that's the coolest part about your career is that, especially now that I'm learning more about you, that this was not an easy road for you. And sounds like you went back and forth a couple times. And now here you are.
You make me emotional, low key.
And now here you are teaching other people.
Wow, yes, that's honestly been the most rewarding part. Yeah. My journey was literally my journey and about me. So, wow, you kind of making me emotional because I've been very reflective lately too on a lot of things that people have been saying about me in ways that they have expressed to me that I have impacted their journeys. And so it's been amazing to be able to teach other people.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think also we talked about a little bit off the mic. I think that's something that it's another part of the thing that we need here in Minnesota in our entertainment scene. Like I said, there's a lot of really talented artists that don't all really know what to do with their talent exactly. It's more than just singing into a microphone. It's more than just being stationary. It's more than, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're trying really hard to build our entertainment scene in Minnesota. And I know you're not always just in Minnesota, but with your experience and the places that you've been, the places that your career has taken you, dance has taken you, I think you have a lot to offer here. Do you feel that way?
Thank you. I feel that way.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't, like, when I look at your videos, I see something that's missing here.
Make me feel all special.
I mean, I really feel that way. It doesn't look like, I don't feel like I'm talking to somebody that is competing for some crown here in Minnesota. It looks to me like you're worldwide.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me say,
It's like watching, watching Tiana Taylor dance videos. I don't see like a difference.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't.
Yes.
It looks very professional.
I'm trying
like
to
you
dance
know
with
what you're
Tiana.
doing. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. Like I said, I've elevated a lot. I've grown a lot, and I've also had an opportunity to learn from some really, really talented choreographers that I also look up to. So, you know, although I'm not studio trained and technically trained,
you wouldn't know it.
I keep up, baby. I keep up.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. I mean, you wouldn't know it.
I keep up, and you know, like, I'm diligent and I train, and I definitely have had an opportunity to learn from some of who I feel are the best.
Who are some of the choreographers that you've worked with that you would consider the best?
Oh man, who I have worked with. Now there are the best who I've not gotten a chance to work with. Ask me that question after. But some of the best I'd say for me, Shamika Ann.
Okay.
She's a choreographer in Atlanta.
Sounds familiar.
She definitely helps with my lines and my sharpness, hearing the music differently. Love the way she moves, and I definitely see growth in myself when I take her classes. So she would be one of my favorites. Oh, Marcus Cole is also a choreographer, and he travels and teaches dance also. But I learned a lot from him too. Kira Harper. Oh my gosh, Kira Harper changed my dance life in 2019. I will forever be grateful for her. Flew me to LA for a whole week and trained with her 14-hour days, and that was the hardest training I've ever done in my life. But she would definitely be my number one.
Okay. What is that training for? Like, how do you apply that?
So I'll say at that point in my life, that was when I was still trying to build confidence and things, and I flew to Dallas for a weekend workshop. Had no idea that she was even going to be selecting one dancer to fly to LA from that workshop. So I just went for the training for that weekend and got an amazing opportunity to spend a week with her and some amazing LA dancers. It opened my eyes to the world of training. So we were doing heels. So we're dancing in heels, 14-hour days. And it prepares you really for whatever your goals are, whatever your reason and purpose is for being there.
Yeah.
For me right now, I want to be on stages. I'm ready to travel the world and be touring the world with some of my favorite artists and just networking, making connections, and things. So at that point in my life, it was to get me out of my comfort zone.
Gotcha.
It was to push me. It was for me to get better, for me to grow, for me to meet people, for me to feel inadequate, I guess, in a way, to learn once again how it feels to be able to uplift myself, get myself out of that space, and remind myself that I am exactly where I need to be.
Yeah.
If I'm selected, she saw something in me. I'm supposed to be there. I'm meant to be there. I'm meant for this. And, it's kind of that tear you down to build you up. And, yeah,
And
I've grown a lot.
And it worked out for you.
Mentally.
Yeah. Okay, so you told me to circle back. Who are some choreographers that you haven't worked with yet that you want to work with?
Ooh, I need to work with Full Out Cortland. Full Out Cortland is a choreographer right now who is choreographing for Doja Cat.
Okay.
Seen some Doja Cat's work. And oh my gosh, Sean Bankhead, need to work with him. An artist that he's choreographing for a lot is Normani. If you've seen a lot of her work, her music videos and things. Those would be some of my top two. I probably got a top five, but those would be my top.
Those are the dream.
Yes.
You think that'll happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem very confident.
Yes. I just don't know who first.
Gotcha.
But yes.
So if you could pick one artist that you would want to tour the world with and be on stage with, who would it be? Actually, give me three.
Okay.
Give me three. One is tough.
Right now. Ooh, that's hard.
It is.
Okay, let me just name a few. All right, Doja Cat. Yes, definitely want to work with with her choreographer. Beyonce. Lord
course.
Jesus, give me Beyonce. Oh, Chris Brown.
The GOAT.
I would love to dance with Usher. And Megan Thee Stallion. I would love to dance with Megan Thee Stallion.
You would?
Absolutely.
I don't trust her.
I love her.
I think she's a liar.
I disagree with you.
You don't think so? You think?
No, I think she's very transparent. She's
You think
very
Tori
honest,
really shot her?
and she's misunderstood. We don't know what happened.
I just don't think that I just don't think that he
We
did.
don't know what happened. But why you believe Tori over Meg?
I didn't initially. Initially, I was like, yeah, he shot her.
Who knows?
But just with everything that's transpired over time, I'm just like,
Listen,
what's the holdup here? Like,
I have no idea, but I would love to be twerking a little something in the back. And if
Yeah.
she wants me to choreograph too, hey Meg,
yeah.
ready.
I just don't want to see you get caught up in it if it comes out that she really did lie.
That's not going to affect the dancers.
It's going to affect
me.
her career.
Well,
Just go with Chris.
I want to dance for them all.
That's the GOAT.
I want to dance for them
Just
all. I would love to dance for
Find
Chris
Chris wherever he's at and just stay there. Just stay there. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
Is Chris Brown a better dancer than Michael Jackson?
I'm glad you asked me that question.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Excuse me, I'm sorry. You can't compare the two. They cannot be compared. Michael Jackson is Chris Brown's mentor. Chris Brown learned from Michael Jackson.
Okay.
You cannot compare the two. We know Michael Jackson is the original. Chris Brown has already said, I've learned from him. You know, he inspires me. So they're not one and the same. Michael Jackson is always going to be the best. And he gave him credit. So we know that, you know, he's replicating, not copying, but replicating. But he's good. Their style is very different.
True.
Between the two, you know, the eras are also different. I love me some Chris Brown. But yeah, they can't be compared.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Because there are a lot of people out there that just can't forgive Chris Brown for the shit that he did when he was 16.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. But at the same time, when it comes to comparing people, especially the great like Michael Jackson, especially somebody that was your mentor, whether or not people think he's better or not, that was his mentor. We can't even say that. He trained you.
That's true. And it goes into the same, it's like the LeBron, Kobe, Michael conversation.
Right. Right.
Yeah. You can't compare LeBron to either of the other two because their games are so much different. You can compare Kobe and Mike.
You can.
It's very much the same.
See, listen, I don't watch basketball like that either, so I wouldn't even be able to tell you who's better than the other. But if one is the teacher and one is the learner, like the one that is learning, at some point, like even for myself, the goal is for the students to grow. The goal is for them to grow, for them to get good, for them to be able to take from all the things they've learned from you and to eventually be more experienced.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
That is the goal. That's what you want.
Yeah. So you also mentioned that you split time between here, Atlanta, LA. I imagine you have to.
Yeah.
In your profession. Like you can't, there's not enough, I feel like there's not enough here in Minnesota for you to even advance. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what the.
That's how I feel. That's how I be feeling. So yeah, I do. You know, I'll fly out and train in other states, and I had this amazing opportunity in October to dance for the Millennium tour in Atlanta for Pretty Ricky and the Yin Yang Twins, and that was I didn't fly. I was selected to go out there. So every now and then, you know, I do go out and I travel and train and things, and then every now and then God blesses me with, you know, an amazing opportunity such as one like that. So, yeah.
How was that experience?
Oh, my God. It was amazing. Yeah. And you know how I told you when I tried out for the Timberwolves, I went in there and I was not ready. When I walked into the room to, you know, had already been selected. I'd already been booked. And now I'm in this room with these other amazing dancers that have been booked also. No point did I feel inadequate. At no point did I not feel ready. I was ready. Mind, body, spirit, everything. They threw things at me and maybe was picking it up like that. It felt amazing.
So how many shows did you do with them?
I did that one.
Okay.
And got injured.
Oh.
And
what'd you do? You tore ACL?
Some knee stuff. Having some, I didn't know what happened with my knee. Thought I had torn meniscus for a minute. Figuring all that out right now with my knee and things like that. But
I didn't even think about that.
I was heartbroken.
That has to be fairly common.
Yeah, I was invited to continue the tour to dance for a few more shows in Vegas and things and whatnot, but I was injured. But that experience itself was amazing, you know. Everything happens for a reason, for sure. So right. I've been rehabilitating and I'm ready. Were you fighting tooth and nail to like wrap it up and just go? It was no way. We performed. It was amazing. We danced in front of 20,000 people. It was amazing. It was an experience of a lifetime. One of those things that like you're so nervous for, and then you get up there and you just like, oh, this is what I've been doing. Yeah. This is what I've been working for. And then you just feeding off the energy of the crowd and everything. So it was great. And after that, it was the next day I started feeling some weird stuff with my knee. And we were like on standby. So I was staying in Atlanta because we were supposed to be going to another city. They were trying to see, okay, are we going to still dance for the Yin Yang Twins? And so I'm there, and the other girls are starting to take classes from other choreographers there. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I should take a class because now it's day 2, and I'm limping. So then I'm calling my mom, like, ooh, I think I should come back and maybe do some cryotherapy, do some acupuncture. I flew back the next week, and by the time that they reached out, like, hey, y'all want to, you know, come to this city and this city to continue the tour, I couldn't walk. Oh. I couldn't even walk. Remember sitting in my living room like bawling. I couldn't walk at all. So it was a sad time. But it didn't discourage you away from continuing to follow. No, I just had long talks with God. Like, what you doing? Why you doing this and then doing this? Why you doing this and then doing this? Do you feel like you figured out why, or not really? Oh, I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah. But you know, I also feel like nothing is a missed opportunity for me. Mm-hmm. And, you know, things have always happened when they're supposed to. So, if it happened once, it'll happen again. Maybe not. Oh, it will. It will. I got you. Not the injury. That's what I was going to say. I was going the other way. I'm still fighting injuries, though. But, you know, if God allowed me that opportunity, he will allow it again. Yeah. I trust that. For sure. Maybe an even better one next time. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
You giving me goosebumps.
I mean, that's typically how it works, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so I know you've worked with a few artists, Minnesota artists,
yes.
that are probably watching this.
Okay.
What artists in Minnesota have you worked with as far as choreography and teaching dance?
I've worked with multiple artists. Ooh, boom, boom, boom. Put them to my head now. I'm currently working with an artist named Winter. Love her music and can relate to her music a lot right now. We're doing some artist development work, teaching her some choreo for her to add on stage. So that's been a lot of fun. And I've worked with Taylor Rouge. I've done a lot of work with Taylor Rouge.
Yeah.
I think we've done about 3 music videos. And am I saying that right? 2 or 3? And performances as well. And also done some artist development work with her.
You were in the pull-up video.
I was in the pull-up video.
Yeah.
I choreographed for the pull-up video.
It's funny because like I did not think about that until you told me that, and I'm like, oh yeah, you were in the video.
That was me. Yeah, me and my girls. And then I've also worked with Jackie, who is also an artist in Minnesota.
Super talented.
Yeah.
Not in the I guess for lack of a better term, she's not in the bucket conversation, the crabs in a bucket. The artists in Minnesota seem to all be crabs in a bucket. She's not in that bucket.
Okay, yeah.
Jackie
She's
stays out of that
different.
bucket.
Yeah. I've noticed that too. Yeah.
Very talented.
So, and her sound is very different too.
Very
So when you hear her, you know it's her.
Yes, for sure.
So I've gotten a chance to work with her and done some developmental stuff there also with the dancing. So that's been great. I worked with SJ, the Afrocentric Ratchet, if you've heard of her. And a few other artists in Minnesota. It's been great. Done a lot of great and a lot of fun work, whether it's heels or twerk or artist development work or performing. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all been fun.
That's great. We need that. We really do. That's something that we need. So if an artist out there is interested in your services, how would they go about?
They usually reach out on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get I do a lot of work through Instagram.
Are you pretty like readily available for work, or are you really busy and booked and it's hard to get you?
Both.
Yeah.
I'll say both. And then I'll say it also depends on too what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
Because, when I have things going on in my life too, so I'll say, for instance, because I said this recently on my social media, that I, for a moment, had felt like I had missed out on an opportunity or two. And then in reflection, I knew what I was dealing with in my personal life. And I knew that my mental health was more important than feeling like I needed to keep up with all these conversations with people. And so I prioritized myself. And, if I missed something, then it wasn't for me. But I am one person. So, I do the best that I can, trying to keep up with everybody as best I can. A lot of times communication is Instagram, or my email, or in person. This was set up in person.
For sure.
At the Black State Fair.
Yep.
That's how I'm here right now.
Which I couldn't be at because I had COVID for 8 fucking days.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're better.
Yeah, me too. It was a roller coaster.
Yeah, I had COVID once, and that was sickest I've ever been.
This was my 3rd time.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be out without a mask. If I were you.
I'm not worried about it.
You vaccinated?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. No, I'm
not sure if that would make a difference, but
the first time I had it was bad for a day, maybe 2. Second time I had it was nothing. No symptoms. Just felt a little under the weather. Got tested positive, and I was fine. And then this time it was like,
did somebody have to take care of you?
yeah.
I couldn't shower by myself.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. But it was so up and down. It was like, it was weird things too. Like I couldn't look at my phone. My phone screen was like a major trigger. Like, couldn't have the TV on.
Yep.
Like it was a lot. Yeah. But then it was like the next day it was like, oh, I'm fine.
That's wild.
And then the day after it was like, nope, you're not fine. And the day after it was like, no, you're fine. And then it was back. A lot of cold sweats. Yeah, it was terrible.
Man.
But that's okay.
At least you're okay.
I feel like I'm building that immunity. Like I'm not ever gonna have to ever get it again. 3rd time's a charm. We're done now.
Let's hope.
No more COVID. I'm not getting no jab, so it's not doing the vax.
Go to monkeypox.
Yo, isn't it funny? Monkeypox. People are more worried about monkeypox than they are COVID. And that's
They
because people
seem
care more
that
about
way.
being ugly than dying.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
I'd rather die than be ugly.
Either way, I'm gonna be in the house. Y'all ain't gonna see me.
Yeah, true. That's true. Okay, so man, this is a fun conversation.
No, it was fun.
And like I said, I think we need you. I really do. I think Minnesota really needs.
You know what? People saying that to me is what's kept me here as long as I've been here.
I think what you do is important.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm glad that I've been able to give as much as, I feel like I have to offer to the community. Mm-hmm. At points in my life, I felt like I had things to offer and it wasn't seen or recognized, but also I needed to put myself out there. Yeah. And once I put myself out there and allow people to see what it is that I do, there has been a complete shift. So I'm glad that I stayed here as long as I did. Yeah. The work that I've done here has been amazing. Like I said before, the most rewarding part for me has been being able to work with and teach other students and to hear how impactful it is for them in their journeys, getting back into dance and even life. That's been amazing. Yeah. So I'm moving to Atlanta in October.
Use her before you lose her. I don't care what.
Before you lose me.
I don't care what the price is. Hit her up. You need her help.
So, but it's been an amazing journey, amazing dance journey here, and I'm nervously excited to see what's to come somewhere else.
I'm gonna be paying attention.
Oh yeah.
And I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait to see that next blessing because I know something big is coming for you.
That's the prayer.
For sure.
That's the God. God hears me. He sees me. He sees the work.
Just listening to your journey, I can feel like it. I can feel. You wouldn't still be here doing this if it wasn't something big's coming for you.
I feel that heavily too.
Where can they find you? Where can they find you?
Where can they find me?
Yes, the people that are watching right now. Where can they find you?
Very soon on stages and TVs everywhere. Hopefully some billboards.
What about social media?
But social media, the name is Tazz on social media. Okay. Should I be looking at this camera right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The name is Tazz on social media. 2 Z's on Instagram.
Yeah, go watch her videos. Be inspired.
Thank you. Check me out. I'll be trying to do my thing.
Any closing thoughts?
Thank you for having me here. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about my business and my brand.
Of course. Thank you for coming. I enjoyed the conversation.
I forgot where I was for about 25 minutes.
That's what I like to hear.
I appreciate
that. That is really what I like to hear. That's what I want. That's how I want to feel. Yes. So thank you.
Thank
you. All right.
Another
episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. I'm Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1.
Damn, what in high school I let it blam, what I wasn't playing, what I'm coming straight out the south. Hey genius, best watch your mouth. When I put up on P&B right, that ain't he come out. You moving ounces, I just moved 100 things in a drought. You want the south side, outside the fence of your house. You talking all that, then wanna come talk it out. If you ain't talking money, you talking about